The country was blindsided as Hamas and others crossed over the borders to kidnap and kill 2 years ago, sending first responders into action on what was supposed to be a relaxing holiday morning. Let's bring in now Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller. Alex, I know you spoke with one woman who immediately answered the call for help. What did she say?
Well, Orit Ohana told me that she treats every patient like a son or a daughter, and for nearly 24 hours on October 7th, she did just that. But never before had she been working to save lives while so dangerously risking her own. 2 years after October 7th, Orit Ohana still struggles with the memories.
I think the average brain can't really realize what happened. It's not human. It's not human in any kinds of thinking.
She was having a peaceful holiday morning when the emergency call came. It was the leader of her paramedic team at Magen David Adom, Israel's national emergency response team.
If he called me, he needs me. It's not a question. And I said, okay, something happened. And he said, the worst things that you can ever dream happened. I said, say no more. 5 minutes, I'm in the station.
Ohana drove south, not knowing what she was heading into, not knowing she'd soon encounter the Nova Music Festival site, still actively being attacked by Hamas. Nearly 400 people would be brutally murdered and 4 dozen abducted there. Her life was on the line while she was saving others.
We knew it is very dangerous, but we didn't think about it. You just work. You don't think of the fear.
They picked up a gravely injured man, transporting him to the hospital before heading to an army base. Nothing could have prepared her for the more than a dozen bodies at the gate.
There was a plastic on them, but you see the hair of the soldiers, the girl. It was very, very hard to see so many dead people. You don't believe, just so many soldiers, civilian, and a lot of police.
It was only the next day when she went to clean the ambulance that what she had experienced hit her.
Open the ambulance was horrible, terrible. What we didn't imagine that we were there yesterday.
2 years later, she still faces active denial about what happened that day.
I saw that. Nobody can take it from me. Nobody. I was there. I saw that. I saw the injured people and the body, and nobody can tell me that it's not true.
But she says the outside noise has united the nation and given her a deeper faith in her people.
We will never fall down. We're very, very strong.
Now, Alex, I know while memorials are happening today, so are protests. So how is New York preparing? What are they doing?
Yeah, we are expecting protests here in New York all over the city. The NYPD says they are increasing their presence. There are no credible threats, but many groups, including one particular group, has outlined on the New York City map Jewish organizations. Senator Chuck Schumer, who is Jewish, his home, multiple locations like this throughout New York City that they plan to protest later in the day today, despite the fact that hostage families, including ones here in the United States, have asked not to have protests today. They say this is a day of mourning, as well as other major political leaders. We are seeing protests all over the world, including in London and in Paris. And we saw British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who is also obviously facing a lot of heat in after the Yom Kippur murders that happened just last week. He said that they are glorifying violence and that it is un-British to hold protests today. Now, supporters, the people who are protesting, say that they are focusing on this as a humanitarian issue.
And Alex, I do want to ask you the latest on this deal. We know that we've been waiting for any kind of new developments after Hamas accepted parts of President Trump's peace plan proposal. So do we know the status right now? Any updates today?
Well, hostage talks, I believe, have wrapped up for the day. They're happening in Egypt right now, so obviously much later in the evening there. Now, according to Israeli media, they say that they are optimistic about the progress, but they say that now Hamas has asked for a full IDF withdrawal in order for the last hostage to be released. The initial thought was that hostages, and living and dead, would come out in the first 72 hours. Now, according to Israeli media, Hamas has asked that Israel completely withdraw before they release the last hostage. And just in the last couple of minutes, Israeli media also reporting that Turkey's intelligence chief will also go to the meeting tomorrow, as well as we know that Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are on a plane on their way to Egypt as well to participate in those meetings tomorrow. But of course, we know that President Trump wants to see at least the beginning phases of this deal implemented as soon as possible.
All right, national correspondent Alex Miller live in New York for us. Thank you so much.